Ladies and gentlemen, those between and those far out, longtime viewers and newcomers alike, welcome back to the Idaho Esports Twitch channel. My name is Kaz Phoenix, and today I am joined by Mairen. What is your last name again?
Chard.
Chard.
Yes.
Okay, I'm joined by Mairen Chard, Sustainability Coordinator for the University of Idaho. It's a pleasure to have you not on the couch today. Is my favorite part of the interview. To welcome people to the couch. I asked them how the couch is. So maybe we'll get you for another segment in the future so that you can actually experience the setup and the couch. Oh no, that's so sad. My bit's gone. But I'm still glad that you get to join me for this anyway, and taking time out of your day to come meet with me. I will more formally, as I like to say on the show, hand the talking stick over to you, and let you more formally introduce yourself, what you do here at the university, and anything else that you think is relevant for an intro.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is my first esports intro like this, which is pretty cool. But I am the sustainability coordinator within the Department of Student Involvement. So I am the student engagement and outreach arm of the Office of Sustainability. And then I also run the Student Sustainability Cooperative, which is a student-led, student-funded organization on campus that seeks to engage students in sustainability, whatever that form takes. So from events to initiatives to programs.
I guess it makes sense. It's like kind of intertwined with your official job position.
Yes, which it actually is my official job position is management of the Student Sustainability Cooperative, which was started by SUI in 2006.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so it's been around for quite a long time.
Yes. 19 years.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. That's interesting. And you've been with the program for a little bit now, about a year that you've been in this position. Not your first year working for U of I, and definitely not your first year being here, because you are an alum of both your undergrad and your graduate.
Yes. Yeah.
When did you graduate? 23?
Yes, I graduated in 2023 from the College of Engineering with my bachelor's in biological engineering.
Wow. And then you went straight into your master's. Did you just think like you were going to give yourself a little bit extra time to like find your career? You just wanted to keep going through education because what you wanted to do maybe required a master's?
Yeah, well, actually, my plans changed entirely from when I started my undergrad to when I finished. I decided I wanted to go into more policy and law, do more people stuff rather than the technical stuff. And so I'm now pursuing my master's in environmental science, focusing on environmental law, policy, and organizational leadership.
Wow. That is super. So you're currently pursuing your master's.
So I'm working on it at online classes. U of I is great with that because they have tons of things that are offered for full-time employees. So.
Well, that is super cool. We actually have someone who's unfortunately not here because they're doing their semester in the wild right now, but who is, I believe, also a not biological engineering, but some field of ecological research that I do not remember formally. But it's nice that we get to have some kind of representation from CNR here in the lab because there's not a lot of that.
Yeah.
We have Amelia kind of by chance. Amelia, hope you're doing well in the forest out there. She'll be back in like a month by now, so that's exciting. But it's nice that we have some representation from there because usually a lot of the people that we have in are either, at least the guests that we've had on the show, right, are like, oh, I wanted to go into administrative positions in higher education, or I wanted to go into law, and I found myself in the field that I'm currently doing. So in terms of like biological sciences and stuff like that, we don't have a lot of representation for that in the lab. So I'm glad that we get to have you around, get to show people a very different side of the education sphere that we still foster because obviously all of our education is important. And hopefully this gives our audience a little bit more of an opportunity to learn about you. It gives me more of an opportunity to learn about you and what you do. You are still a much younger career professional, unlike a lot of the people that I have talked to on this show.
Yes.
So it's weird. I have this very like 180 after Tuesday. I talked to the chief information officer of the university, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been in like so many of these fields for years, and I've been working my career for like almost as long as you've been alive." And I'm like, okay. And you are a very recent grad who is still involved in Moscow. But something I actually wanted to ask is your origins or your whereabouts. I do remember seeing that you had some like work experience in Oregon. Are you from Oregon?
Yes, I'm from Oregon, just outside of Portland.
Ah,
Oregon City, for any of those who know where that is.
of course, Oregon would have a city called Oregon City.
Right, yeah. It's where the Oregon Trail ended.
Oh,
So, yeah, big time stuff.
yeah. Well, you were originally from there.
hmm
I maybe have an idea of your answer for this, but I'm going to ask anyway for the formality's sake. What encouraged you to come to the University of Idaho and not stay in Oregon? You know, OSU is a much bigger school than U of I, and maybe that's what deterred you away from it. But you know, like Portland State's also over there, University of Oregon's also over there. Not to rag on the University of Idaho, but it's like you were closer to much bigger schools and decided to come out to the Palouse. What encouraged your decision to do that?
Yeah, well, honestly, there's a lot of reasons for that. One, my mom and my uncle were both went to U of I back in the 90s, so I'm a legacy. So I had a little bit of connection to out here. And then also, biological engineering specific to um, like the environmental side. So there's biological engineering and biomedical engineering are very closely tied.
Mm.
And a lot of schools focus on the biomedical side. U of I is one of the only schools in the country, like there's one in Delaware and Hawaii and probably a few little smaller programs
Mm.
that focuses on the environmental side of that engineering.
Wow.
Yeah, so kind of that. I grew up swimming, so I came and I swam at here at U of I. I was on the women's swim and dive team for 2 years, so I had a lot of reasons to come this way. One, swimming helped me pay for school, and it had exactly what I wanted degree path. And then also I had a little bit of a family connection here as well.
Well, that seems to help things out just a little
Yeah.
bit, right? We have a big mix of people who are legacy students as well as like first gen college students. So another big like pie chart of representation that we have at the university, or at least in the esports program, right?
Yeah.
But you also said that you had a kind of shift in plans between your undergrad and post grad. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that? What happened?
Yes. So it's a fun journey, you know. Through undergraduate school, you learn so much about yourself, you learn so much about the world. And when I came to U of I really wanted to be on the side of making new technology breakthroughs and helping those come to industry.
Hmm.
Throughout my studies, I found out those technology breakthroughs have been made. We have that technology, but we're really struggling with that implementation piece,
Mm.
largely because of policies and law that favor older ways of doing it, so fossil fuels and other non renewable energy products. And that is often because it's a lot more expensive to implement those things, but only because it's still starting out.
Mm.
And so one of my goals was to make that happen. And I decided to come from a different view of that instead of helping actually develop those technologies, helping the technology that we've already developed come into use. And so that's kind of what influenced my change in direction there. And then I found myself in student involvement on accident. I never thought I would be a student involvement person. But then I ended up loving it. And I've continued to love what I'm doing and just been surprised about where that's taken me. And it's only reinforced that aspect of I need to be on the people side of stuff.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. It is. We had someone in very similar. I think it was Dan from Tuesday, but I'm not like 100% sure. Who kind of ended up into student sphere in a very accidental way. And it's like, oh, I've been doing like these tech jobs my entire career, and like, no, I'm working at a university. I never really thought I was going to do that. But I'm imagining that you're enjoying it.
Yes, very much so. It has been incredibly rewarding. I get to work with an amazing team of individuals who have not only taught me so much, but I've gotten to help them succeed in both their professional and personal goals, and that is so rewarding.
Well, I would imagine
Yeah.
so. Oh no, brain freeze. Oh goodness. It's that time of the day, guys. I'm so sorry. A question I actually had been meaning to ask you, more so about your job position, because obviously, what you kind of mentioned that it was a little bit of an accident you ended up here. Like you're still like focusing on your studies, still focusing on your career path of maybe somewhere in the law or not like legislator, but maybe are we thinking like attorney sphere? Are we thinking lobbying sphere?
I'm thinking more consultation sphere, actually. So
Ah,
I would love to have a company that tells bigger companies how to be more sustainable, and from operation to people management. There's really simple things that you can put in place that just help your company run better, but also run more sustainably. And that, to me, would be a dream job.
well, that makes sense. Is it the very direct form of implementing kind of unused or unknown resources that people may not have either known about or wanted to do before?
Absolutely.
I Hey, I have gotten the consulting lecture many, many, many times. Uh, but oh, I was being told to scoot, and I didn't realize how far the frame I was moving back. I was getting comfortable. I'm trying to replicate my couch space. Um, well, outside of the consulting thing, now that you're in the sphere of student involvement and just higher education in general, do you feel like it has encouraged you to maybe explore it in your career in the future?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this past year and a half of me being the sustainability coordinator has, I mean, showed me that there is so much more to a career and like career paths and possibilities there than I originally thought. I definitely have found my stride in leadership and being in charge of a team, and also really found that that is something I enjoy, and really find satisfying to take something from the bottom all the way to the top and start to finish actually implement real procedures that make differences, but also to just putting on fun events that introduce new topics to students.
Well, speaking of that, um, I feel like I've been saying that a lot, so I apologize if I'm kind of sounding like a broken record here. Speaking of that, or going off of that, but as your job persists around student involvement, uh, obviously there have been a lot of campaigns, a lot of initiatives to encourage people to be a little bit more sustainable in their lives, as simple as just recycling, right?
Oh,
And
yes.
staying on top of that. Um, is there anything that you can tell students to encourage them to stay greener people, for a lack of better words? Encourage them maybe to take a step in. Why am I blanking on this? I'm so sorry. To take a step towards being. I'm not sure how to word this.
Like being more
I
sustainable
guess
in their
so.
daily lives?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And there are tons of things you can do, from recycling to, using less water to turning off your lights, like easy things. But honestly, one of the biggest things I always suggest is stop buying things. You don't need what the company is trying to sell you.
Mm-mm.
Oftentimes, you have something that will already work for that solution that you're looking for, or you can find it secondhand. And I'm sorry, I'm really a pro of a good thrift find.
Oh yeah.
That is always going to be more satisfying than clicking, order on
Mm.
Amazon. And so, like, there are also so many things like trends and micro trends that companies are trying to convince us that we need, when in
Mm.
reality, it's just another thing or another piece of plastic in your closet.
I
And it
needed to
helps
hear
you save
that.
money. Yes.
Yes. No.
And so many of us need to hear that,
Oh
because
yeah.
it's so easy to get caught up in that, especially on social media and with your friends. It's so great to want to feel part of that, but at the same time, it's not serving you.
No. That's not. No. I am very much the kind of chronic spender type, as many people who I work with are aware of.
It
Um,
happens.
And yeah, you're right. I think a lot of the time, a lot of compulsive spending habits just come out of being in a situation where we feel like we need something that we just really don't need, and just taking the extra
Yeah,
second to be like, what else can help me complete this task?
exactly.
Goes the distance. But about that is about it that I've had for the interview today. So, Mairen, thank you so much for joining me here in the caster room. and not the couch.
On the spinny chairs, not the
Yes.
couch.
Did you
Yes.
enjoy the spinny chair?
I did enjoy the spinny chairs.
Well,
Yes, thank you so much for
if
having
not the
me.
couch, at least the spinny chair was a fun time.
Yes.
From the Vandal pre-show anyway, that is going to be it for tonight. I'm going to be back here later tonight casting an Overwatch game, and our casters are going to be coming in after us to get you started on this Rocket League action. Our varsity team is going to be playing Mount Aloysius. It's going to be a very fun time, and I'd hate for you guys to miss it. But until then, we're going on a quick break, so don't go anywhere and stick around for this awesome Rocket League action. This is Kaz Phoenix and Mairen Chard signing out. Go Vandals.
Go Vandals.